My name is John Reiger, and I am a professor of history at Ohio University, Chillicothe. A lot of my work, like a lot of PhD people, is really an offshoot of my dissertation. It sort of all goes back to that crucial aspect of the PhD, writing that book called a dissertation. All my books have to do with environmental history, and this new book is kind of a extension of one particular area of my earlier work. I talk about decoys and their use in my earlier work, this American Sportsman and the Origins of Conservation book, but I don't deal with it in depth. So it's great because I'm able to deal with a subject that I know personally and I love, and what could be better than that? I just find research to be phenomenally romantic. I can identify with the people. I guess the main reason I love it is because I can really get inside their skins, inside their heads. When I was at the University of Florida, where I got a master's degree, actually my master's was on, the thesis was on the Civil War in Florida. And I remember coming across these papers that had just been brought into the library, that someone had found in some attic or whatever, and there were Civil War papers. And the person who was the Civil War Florida, Southern Florida, Civil War Confederate soldier, he is writing, as I recall, his sweetheart. And he's saying that I have to stop writing the letter now because it's raining and it's making the ink run. And there on the bottom of this letter is this raised welt, this raised bump, and the ink has run a little bit where this raindrop came down on that letter in 1863. I mean, that's amazing stuff. But in terms of students, let's say at OUC or in Lancaster or in Athens, there my job, I think, is just to turn them on to history. It's to turn them on to the understanding that history is a tool, really is the crucial tool for understanding where we are now, how we got here, and probably where we're heading. It's not all about dates. It's not all about mindless facts. It's about analysis. It's about connecting the dots. All my students know one of my favorite little ditties is I quote that thing at the beginning of every class about, for the want of the horseshoe, the shoe was lost. For the want of the shoe, the horse was lost. For the want of the horse, the rider was lost. For the want of the rider, the battle was lost. For the want of the battle, the war was lost. For the want of the war, the nation was lost. All of our lives deal in trifles, these little trifles that at the moment we think are so unimportant. And only 10 years, 20 years later, we realize that that little trifle thing was in fact pivotal in the whole course of our lives.